Hey guys, and welcome back to Franchise Nation. I am your host, Motes and Ogletree, and I'm bringing you guys the off-season preview. Before we get into it, I just wanted to say, first off, my semester's done, which means I can get back to uploading videos regularly. Yes. 2, off-season live stream coming to you guys this Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over at twitch.tv/moonlight_swami. So, with that being said, it is going to be just a quick little off-season recap. We did re-sign John Harbaugh to a 3-year extension after the loss to the Green Bay Packers by a final score of, 28-14? Something in that ballpark. Postseason. 21-9. Oh yeah, it was even worse than I remembered. Either way, we're going to take a look at the Pro Bowl, and then we're going to take a look at the statistics and everything going on. So, first off, the Packers won, right? We already knew that. But who won in the AFC? Who's going to be in that Super Bowl matchup? It's going to be the Packers versus the Bills, as the Bills beat the Bengals 38-31 with a nice fourth quarter rally, too, led by Johnny Manziel. Oh, man. LaShawn McCoy doing his job. Alshon, AJ Green, 2 really good teams. Wow. Didn't expect that, to say the least. TJ Bars. Okay. So with that being said, let's take a look at the overall standings in the NFL. Then we'll take a look at the Pro Bowl, and we'll look at some statistics. So overall standings, we'll go by division. We'll go overall. NFL. So this is the way to determine draft order. The Packers, the Colts, we finished tied for the 3rd best record in the league. Unfortunately, we came up short. Let's see. Now that we're outside the playoffs, the Seahawks, worst team in the league. A lot of 7 and 9s. Worst team in the league comes in at the 4-12 Tennessee Titans and the 5-11 New York Jets, followed by the 6-10 Los Angeles Rams, the Texans, the Bucks, the Chiefs, and the Cardinals. So not bad at all. Let's take a look at some of the players that we have scattered throughout the league. First off, we have the Chargers, who have Bryce Petty, 11 touchdowns, 2 picks in relief of Phillip Rivers, 67% on the season in 13 games. So not bad. Let's see how Drake Kirkpatrick did for the Denver Broncos as a free safety. And Drake Kirk, 116 tackles, 2 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 5 pass deflections. Not even bad. Not even bad. Not bad. 1,200 snaps. Jesus. Let's take a look at the Jets, see how, if he's still there, Colin Kaepernick did. Nothing. No performance from Colin Kaepernick. Played in 13 games. Okay. So with that being said, let's take a look at just the season stats across the board. First off, we'll look at ours. Brady Johns, 19 touchdowns, 19 picks. 60%. Not great. Jamon Alden in 15 games. 232 yards, 232 attempts, 1,100 yards, 10 touchdowns. Elgin Armstead, 685 yards and 11 touchdowns. A lot there. Brady Johns, Martwan Austin getting some carries in. Lots of yards after the first from Jamon Alden. Played a lot of snaps, did a lot of good. Nate Hill, 82 receptions, 1,221 yards. Lauderdale, 6'7" for 745. Jawan Mason, 54 for 1,048 and 11 touchdowns, leading the way in touchdowns. Chris Arnold, 50 receptions, 665 yards and 4 scores. And Tevin Culliver had 4 touchdowns as well. So not even bad. Deshaun Cox and Rashad Cole, neither of them actually got a catch this season. Alex Boone allowed 4 sacks. He was kind of bad, though. He had a lot of penalties. Felix Grant allowed some. Wes Dorsey was pretty good. Wes Schuler, as a long snapper, did a pretty good job as well. Tackles, it was led by Eric Reed and Malcolm Jenkins, Aaron Lynch, Jamal McNeil. We had a bit of a dip in terms of sack production, but we got a lot of guys with good numbers. So we'll take a look at actually tackles for a loss first. It's Reed and Lynch Lynch was dynamic from both sides, or both levels. Dallas Austin leading the way with 6.5. Lynch and Daniels with 6. Sadale Hunt next. Darius Motes with 9 interceptions. Vorheese Priester with 2. Forced fumbles, 2 for Jenkins, 2 for McNeil, 2 for Reed. Fumble recoveries, 3 for Reed. 1 touchdown for Priester, 1 for Tyler Gordon. No sacks in the regular season, no blocks. And McManus will come up with a 18 for 20, that's 90% from field goals, and that was about it, right? No kick return touchdowns, any punt returns? No. All right, so with that being said, let's take a look at the league leaders, and then we'll look at the Pro Bowlers, and then we can call it a video. So, starting things off with yards. Aaron Rodgers leading the way. Derek Carr over 5,000 yards as well. Not bad. Matt Ryan, Andy Dalton. Flacco, Garoppolo leading the way in Washington. Andrew Clark, Hammond, McKnight, Casey Jones, Dallas Blake, Russell Wilson, Geno Smith, Brock Osweiler, Matthew Stafford, Nassib in Denver, Cam, Manziel, Hundley, Rivers, Bortles. Not bad. Who led the way in touchdowns? Rodgers, then Carr, then Dalton, then Garoppolo. Interceptions. Carr, Ryan, Wilson, Johns, and Osweiler all tied for that. Most sacked. Joe Flacco, 53 times. Completion percentage. Real completion percentage was led by Aaron Rodgers, 69%. Not bad. Okay, rushing yards. This is where things get a little bit interesting. Rushing yards, 1,600 for Jeremy Hill, 1,460 for LaShawn McCoy, 1,300 for Eddie Lacy. Quentin Jackson, 1,300 yards. Lorenzo Talafiero getting yards. Antoine Finch, Zach Stacy. Obviously, Javon Alden comes up here, 1,100 yards on 232 attempts. In terms of touchdowns, Deion Lewis with 15. Lacy with 15. Huerta with 15. Teron Miles with 14. Dunbar, 14. Not bad. Fumbles. Melvin Gordon, 14 fumbles. He also had 49 broken tackles, but Jeremy Hill had 72. And 400 yards after the first contact. 5 rushes of over 20 yards. Longest run, 93 yards from Quentin Jackson. Manziel, 78. Alden, 77. Not bad. In terms of receiving yards, Devontae Parker led the league in receptions, 103. Julio Jones second, Alshon and Randall Cobb. Only 4 guys over 1,100 receptions. Julio, 1,600 yards. Tate, Evans, Kevin White, and Alshon all over 1,500. Taking a look down, Calvin still kicking. Devontae Adams, Justin Blackman, Brandon LaFell, Martavis Bryant, Parker, Stevie Johnson, Josh Gordon, Eduardo Hicks. There's Nate Hill. In terms of touchdowns, 15 for Julio, 12 there, 11 for Mason, 11 for Corey Brown, 11 for Dobson, for Bryant, for Jordan Matthews, for Calvin, and for Dez. Yards after the catch, Julio leads the way. I would have to think, yeah, Jamon Mason's up there, but rack average for a guy with actual receptions, that's Jamon Mason, and no one else is close. Next up with over 30 receptions is Deontay Bernard. That's crazy. Long reception, 94 yards. Eric Ebron and Jermaine Gresham, 2 tight ends. Didn't expect to see that. Most sacks allowed on the season. Kevin Panfile, 30. Donald Stevenson, ugh, disgusting. Tackles, C.J. Mosley leading the way. All right. Just kind of scroll through there real quick. Tackles for a loss. Muhammad Wilkerson, 23. Gerald McCoy, 15. Sue, 13. Reed, 12. Hayward, 12. Jordan, 12. Lynch, 11. Donald, 10. Sacks, 17.5 for Khalil Mack, 16.5 for Vernon, 14 for Hightower, 12 for McCoy, 11 for Sue. Wow. 11 for Quentin Copels. Not bad. DeMarcus Lawrence, Alvin Smith. Interceptions, Darius Motes, then Demare Rivers, Kenny Vaccaro, Deshaun Gibson, Sean Parker, Gerard Mayo, Davian Moody, Trey Wayne, Tommy Crouch, Cromartie, Chris Harris, Will Hill. Okay, kickers. There's all of them. Punters, we're not going to care about. Kick return. Javonte Fitzgerald with 3. Griffin Walls with 2. Melvin Gordon with 2. And for the punts, 1 for a few guys. All right. We're going to look at the Pro Bowl real quick, and then we're going to get on out of here. Let's see. Rodgers. Jones. What the hell? How did he get in there? Carr, Rivers, Lacey, Finch. Jamon Alden, 1. Okay. Bernie Lauderdale, 2. Tamani Bowles made it. Jeez. Okay. No Boone, but Freddie Young, 3. Dorsey, 4. Lael Collins, 5. Clemming, 6. All right. 6 offensive players. Anyone on defense? Lynch, 7. Okay. Motes, 8. Okay, so 2 defensive players. Malcolm Jenkins, 9. And Trey Kirkpatrick made it. Good for him. All right, so we got 9 players in the Pro Bowl. And we'll take a look real quick at the yearly awards. I don't know if I showed that already. Rodgers got the MVP. Coach of the Year, Mike McCarthy. Harbaugh was 4th. AFC, Dalton. Mosley. Dallas Blake. Everett Cole. Dalton, McCoy, Alshon. Coleman, Mack, Mosley, Parker, and Greg Zuerlein. And the NFC, Offensive Player of the Year is Rodgers. We didn't get anybody on that list. Defensive Player of the Year, nobody on the list. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Culliver and Martwan Austin at the bottom. Defensively, Vorheese Priester at 8. Quarterback, Brady Johns made it somehow. Jamon Alden finished 2nd because he missed time. Unfortunately, Elgin Armstead 6th. Not bad. Nate Hill, not on there. Jamon Mason is. Offensive line, Lael Collins number 2. Young number 6. Dorsey there. And that is going to pretty much wrap things up. Darius Motes, best defensive back. Nice. All right. And McManus, best kicker. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to get on out of here. Like I said, live season, off stream. Oh my God. Off-season live stream, 7 p.m. on Friday. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be talking to you guys later. Peace out, Franchise Nation.